Netflix's Carry On has generated some buzz for its intriguing premise. Taron Egerton plays Ethan, a TSA agent who finds himself caught in a web of manipulation after picking up a mysterious earpiece. As the plot unfolds, Ethan is forced to follow orders from criminals to prevent harm to his loved ones. While the film has a fresh holiday twist, it draws from a familiar concept seen in previous thrillers, notably Phone Booth, 2002, and Cellular, 2004. Starring Colin Farrell and Chris Evans, respectively. Both films explored the theme of an ordinary person being forced to become a hero under the pressure of sinister phone calls, and in many ways, these earlier movies executed the concept more effectively. Phone Booth and the Tragic Hostage. In Phone Booth, Colin Farrell portrays Stu, an arrogant publicist who is trapped in a phone booth by a sniper. The villain, played by Kiefer Sutherland, manipulates Stu into confessing his sins, causing a series of harrowing events. Farrell's performance as a man who is forced to confront his moral failings under intense pressure is heartbreaking, and the movie's use of phone communication as a tool for manipulation heightens the tension. What makes Phone Booth so effective is how it turns Stu's situation into a personal journey, with the villain's ultimate goal being to make Stu a better man, a tragic irony given the deadly circumstances. While Carry On also uses the phone as a tool for manipulation, Egerton's character, Ethan, lacks the same emotional depth. Ethan's background as a former aspiring cop gives him a certain level of preparedness that makes his journey feel more predictable and convenient. He doesn't have to confront his own moral shortcomings as much as Stu does, which diminishes some of the emotional stakes of his story. Cellular. Chris Evans as a reluctant hero. In Cellular, Chris Evans plays Ryan, an average guy who gets a random phone call from Jessica, played by Kim Basinger, a woman trapped by kidnappers. Like Ethan in Carry On, Ryan is forced into a life-or-death situation where he must follow the instructions of the kidnappers while trying to save Jessica. The plot, written by Phone Booth's Larry Cohen, shares several similarities with both Carry On and Phone Booth, particularly the idea of a normal person being pushed to extreme lengths by external forces. What sets Cellular apart is Evans' portrayal of Ryan, a character with no formal training or skills to handle the escalating dangers. Unlike Ethan, Ryan is forced to learn on the fly, making his actions feel more relatable and unpredictable. This difference in characterization helps Cellular stand out, as Ryan's transformation from an ordinary man into a hero feels earned and fraught with real danger. His lack of experience makes him more vulnerable, and his struggle to navigate the world of criminal manipulation adds layers of suspense and tension. Why Carry On feels predictable. While Carry On offers an interesting holiday spin on the unwitting accomplice concept, it doesn't take as many risks as Phone Booth or Cellular. Ethan's training as a former aspiring cop gives him an edge that makes his journey feel less compelling. His actions follow a predictable pattern. He works with the police and his girlfriend to bring down the villains, and the bad guys ultimately get their just desserts. There are few surprises or curveballs, which makes the film feel less tense compared to its predecessors. In contrast, Phone Booth and Cellular place their protagonists in situations where their inexperience and vulnerability make their journeys much more unpredictable. The villains in both movies are relentlessly manipulative, and the protagonists struggle to keep up with them adds a layer of suspense that Carry On lacks. Conclusion. While Carry On is an enjoyable thriller with a fun holiday twist, it doesn't quite reach the level of intensity and emotional complexity that Phone Booth and Cellular achieved. Both of these earlier films, starring comic book movie icons Colin Farrell and Chris Evans, tackled the concept of phone-based manipulation with more tension, unpredictability, and personal stakes. Ethan's journey in Carry On, though still engaging, feels too convenient and lacking in the depth that made Phone Booth and Cellular stand out. For fans of these films, revisiting Phone Booth and Cellular is highly recommended, as they offer a more compelling take on the same premise.